All right, I'm going to describe something, and I want you to count how many of these feel familiar. Not all of them, just the ones that feel like they're hitting a little too close to home. Are you with me? Your team is good, maybe even great. But when you're not in the room, things slow down. Decisions stall out, follow through drops. Let's say you go on a trip, your phone keeps ringing. You delegate something, but then you take it back. You end up doing it yourself anyway because it was just easier, faster. You're in meetings you know you shouldn't be in, and you still show up. You keep showing up because you've learned that what happens when you don't isn't good. All right. If any of that felt familiar, you might be the bottleneck in your own business. It's you. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. That's exactly what I want to help you think through. I want to say something before we get into the 5 keys, the 5 signs that I want you to focus on. Being the bottleneck in your business is not a character flaw. It's not laziness. It's not a control problem necessarily. In most cases, it's the natural result of being a good founder, a good entrepreneur. From the jump, you cared more, you knew more, you were faster, so you took on more work. And it worked for a while until it didn't anymore. The bottleneck is almost never about who you are. It's about what you've built or how you built it and how you built it around you. So go through these 5 signs with curiosity, not judgment. The point isn't to feel bad. The point is to see clearly, because you can't fix what you haven't seen, what you haven't named. Here are the 5 signs. Sign 1. Your leaders bring problems, not solutions. Your team walks in or sends a text or emails you, and the message is some version of this. Hey, what do you want me to do about this? Now, here's how, not here's how I'm thinking about it. Not, I have these 3 options and this is my recommendation. Just the problem landing in your lap. Just the monkey on your back. And here's the part that stings a little bit. You've stopped expecting anything different, and you've trained them to behave this way. You used to wish that they would bring solutions. Now you've just adjusted. You just accepted that it's your job to be the answer, and that acceptance, that's the bottleneck tightening. Sign 2, decisions wait for you. Not every decision, but the ones that matter wait for you. When you're available, things move. When you're in a meeting, when you're traveling, or just hard to reach, things stop. Maybe not dramatically, but just quietly. Things sit, things pause, things fall behind, things get off track. And you've probably noticed that some of these things sit on your team's desk or are waiting, not because your team can't decide, but because somewhere along the way, everyone learned that the right answer comes from you. It's almost like they can't come up with the right answer. It has to be from you. So they wait. And you move faster and you move things through the queue and it becomes the rhythm of your business. Things wait for you. You get to it when you get to it. Your availability is the pace of your organization. That's not leadership. That's a single point of failure. Here's sign 3. You're in meetings you shouldn't be in. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones that don't really move the needle, that other people should be handling, that other people should be guiding and leading. You got into a meeting, someone needed a decision made, or because the last time you weren't there, the meeting went sideways, or because it's just your preference. It makes things work better, you think. Everyone settles when you're in the room, and it feels better, more comfortable for them. And so you keep going, you keep showing up, not because you want to, but because you've learned what it costs when you're not there. And so your calendar fills up with meetings. Your strategic time disappears and you spend your days in rooms where your presence is required because you never built the leadership layer that makes it optional, that covers the gaps, that fills in the gaps. When you're the answer to everything, you're also the ceiling for everything and the bottleneck to everything. In the description below, there's a link to a free masterclass I created for owners who are stuck exactly here. It walks you through how to identify where you're the bottleneck, why it happens, and most importantly, what to do about it. The framework is free. The masterclass is free. You can go down, hit that link, sign up, and let me know what you think. And if you already know you need more than a video, there's a booking link to book a call right below that for people that are ready to move forward with a solution. Okay, 2 more signs to pay attention to. Sign 4. You're the one who follows up. You give someone a task and a week goes by, you check in. It's not done. Not because they forgot or they're incapable, but because the natural accountability in your organization runs through you. You're the one who remembers. You're the one who asks. And when you ask, things move, which means nothing fully moves until you push it. Think about how many things in your business are sitting right now, stalled, waiting for you to ask about them, waiting for you to push on them, waiting for you to bring them back up, bring them back to the forefront, waiting for the next time you circle around to them. Your follow-up system is the accountability system, and that system runs at the speed of your attention and you remembering. Now, sign 5. The thought of 2 weeks off genuinely freaks you out. This is one of the most personal. Okay, this one is going to hit close to home. Now, it's not the logistics. It's not the cost of the trip or finding someone to watch the dog. It's the actual thought of stepping away, of not being reachable, of your business operating for 2 weeks without your direct involvement, without you watching over it. And that thought, somewhere in the back of your mind, is really, really uncomfortable. Maybe it's just downright depressing, scary, but that's what it is. And here's what I want to say about that. That feeling is not weakness. It's not you being neurotic or controlling. That feeling is data. Let's just treat it as a signal, a sign, data. It's telling you something real about the structure of your business, about the dependency you've created or that was created around you because of the things that you were good at. About how much of the organization lives in your head. That's what we're learning. That's what we're seeing here. Your head and your hands, not the systems or the people that you've hired. Okay, we're talking about the fear of stepping away, and that's revealing the real bottleneck. And it's the most honest sign of them all. I want to give you a picture that I think will stick with you. I hope will stick with you. Think about a world-class orchestra. If you can. Think about 100 musicians, people who have spent decades mastering their craft. You have the violinist who's played 10,000 hours, the cellist who could perform their part in their sleep. These are not people who need to be babysat. These are world-class musicians, the best at what they do, the part that they play. And standing in front of them all is the conductor. We know what that looks like. Here's what's interesting about the conductor's job. They don't play an instrument, not one. Their hands never touch a string or a key or a bow. Their job is pure coordination, to hold the whole thing together, to give each section what they need at the right time, to read the room and bring the music to life. The conductor's job is leadership, nothing else. That's what they're responsible for. Now, imagine a conductor who couldn't do that. Imagine a conductor who, midway through the performance, walks over to the violin section and says, no, let me show you how this should sound, and takes the bow and plays a few bars and then hands it back and walks to the brass section and does the same thing over there. Then the percussion section and says, let me show you. You're not getting this right. Give me that. Give me those sticks. What happens to the orchestra? It falls apart. Not because the musicians aren't talented, they're exceptional. It falls apart because the one person responsible for holding the whole thing together has left the podium to do someone else's job, not theirs. They've left their position of leadership. And here's the thing, that conductor is probably the best musician in the room. They probably could play all those bars as good, almost as good, even sometimes better than someone else. And that's not the point. The point is, when the conductor leaves the podium, the music stops or gets chaotic. That's the bottleneck. Your business has a conductor. And right now, that conductor keeps putting down the baton, keeps putting down his or her hands to go play instruments. Not because you don't trust your team, not because you're not a good leader, because no one ever built the structure that makes it safe for you to stay on the podium. No one designed the system that makes the music play, even when the conductor isn't in every section showing them every little thing. That's the work. That's what changes everything. So what do you actually do with this? I'm going to give you 3 starting points. Not the full answer, that's what the masterclass is for, but 3 places to start that will immediately show you where your work needs to happen. First, audit where your time actually goes for 1 week. Not where you think it goes, where it actually goes. Every meeting, every text, every task that you pick up because it was easier for you just to do it than handing it off. At the end of the week, look back and ask, which of these things could only I do? The rest on the list is the bottleneck. Second, identify the one decision your team avoids making without you. Just one. Just one main one big one, the one that keeps coming back around, the one where they keep saying, I just wanted to run it by you, and take that decision explicitly, specifically, transfer it to someone else. Write it down. Tell them, this is yours now. This is authority. This is how you know if it went well. And let's watch what happens. Make sense? Third, ask yourself honestly, what would have to be true for me to take 2 weeks off? Not what would I need to do before I left. What would have to be true about your team, about your systems, about your leadership layer, about the trust and the structure around you? What would need to be true? The gap between where you are and where you would need to be, that's your roadmap. That's the conductor's work, building the orchestra that can play beautifully, even when you step off the podium and go on vacation. All right, if you made it through all 5 signs and 1 or 2 or more of them felt a little too familiar, hit a little too close to home, you know that there's something for you to do here. You didn't build a bottleneck because you're not good enough. You didn't build it because you're dumb. You built it because you are exactly what the business needed in an earlier season. And then no one helped you transition out of that season as your role grew and as the business grew. That transition is possible. I've watched it happen. I've helped it happen. I've done it in my own business. But it requires some action. It requires some intentionality. And here's what I want you to do right now. Down in the description section below, there's a link to a free masterclass. Watch it. Take the bottleneck concept that it gives you. It gives you a framework. It gives you some ideas on how you can change, how you can get unstuck, how you can start building the leadership layer and the systems that free you up in the next 90 days. And if the masterclass hits home and you want to work through it personally or in a group context, there is a booking link. It's also in the description, or you can click to book at the end of the masterclass where you can get on a call with me, with my team, and talk through what it looks like to get more help, to break through more quickly. You don't have to stay bumping into this ceiling. You don't have to stay stuck and struggling. If this landed for you, share it with somebody else. There's an owner in your world who needs to hear this. Maybe that owner is you. Maybe that owner is somebody else. Either way, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.